The legend lives on down in Washington town of the election they held this November. The voters, 'tis said, thought liberty was dead. 'Twas the tightest race they could remember. The MAGA base roared, Donald they would restore, while the Democrats shouted for Harris. There was talk of a coup. Dems were counting that you voted blue so they wouldn't be embarrassed. Don was the pride of the Republican side, wanting badly to be re-elected. As candidates went, he was bigger than most, conceited and old and demented. A felon convicted, a misogynist too, trying hard to avoid time in prison. And later that night, to the MAGA's delight, it even seemed that he might be elected. The media watched as the polls were announced. The numbers went back and forth often. First Kamala led, then Donald was ahead, still talking about illegals voting. He said, if I lose, it's a lie, it's fake news. Fox joined in with him on the chorus. The pundits, they said, it was blue, now it's red. The winner might be the Tyrannosaurus. When midnight came close, a CN talking head said this one's too close to be called yet. Then even later still the Donald said he'd won, though not all of the votes had been counted. And before you knew, more states turned red to blue while we watched the Electoral College. Would Kamala win? The margins razor thin in the popular vote they acknowledged. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when each poll station vote count takes hours? The scrutineers say it could take many days for the winners declared things got sour. They'd called up the guard, fence in place and gates barred. There was civil unrest across the country. And later that night came the first reported fight as the red caps took on all and sundry. Finally, someone said, looks like we've got a win, as with bated breath, voters awaited. Would it be Kamala and Tim, or JD and him, when the votes this November were counted? The whole world held its breath, they were feeling the stress, as they waited for good news that morning. But no matter who won, the next weeks won't be fun. There's still lots of storm clouds that are forming. On January 6th down in Washington town, they're going to swear in the winners. It'll be Harris and Tim since they got the win, while Donald and Vance stand there moping. And Don can go back to the courtrooms again, to indictments and yet more convictions. His immunity's gone, no protection for Don, so to Russia he may be defecting. His immunity's gone, no protection for Don, so to Russia he'll soon be defecting.